Another episode of Throwing It Back with Sean Farrell. I am Sean Farrell. God is great all the time. All the time, God is great. Jesus Christ is Lord. And before we get into it, last week was nuts. In between work, trying to get enough sleep, and shooting a commercial. By Sunday night, I was physically done, and I was gonna bring y'all some Sunday content, but God was like, nah. You have done enough. You have done enough. I'm about to give you rest. And so I did rest for a few days, and here I am back, rested again. So with that being said, let's get right to it. So this is probably going to be a two-part video, okay? Because it's probably going to take me about 30 to 35 minutes, because I want to break it down as much as I can. So I want to get back to Scottie Pippen, okay? A couple of weeks ago, I talked about Scottie Pippen and his trade demand, okay, and the trade demands that he made while he was with the Bulls. But the Bulls never honored those trade demands, even though he was traded to the Seattle Supersonics for Shawn Kemp. Then he wasn't, okay. So Pippen was constantly requesting trade request. Okay. This story starts. This story starts back in the summer of '97. Okay. After the Bulls had won their 5th title, Scottie was still making fuss about his contract. Okay, and he asked Krause and Reinsdorf to be traded. Okay, as he had done so many times before. So, when you're researching a topic, and then while you're researching that one topic, you find gold while researching that one topic. So, while you're researching the topic, you find a topic while you're researching the topic, okay? That probably confused y'all a little bit, but he was nearly traded to before he was traded to the Rockets, before the '99 season. Pippen was nearly traded to the Rockets in the summer of 1997 for Charles Barkley. Okay, I kid you not. So there were rumors that the Dream and Clyde the Glide were growing tired of Charles Barkley's off the court issues, or antics, as you want to call it. And there's a rumor that no, I'm gonna get into that in the second half, in the other half of the next video. Okay, I'm not gonna bring that up yet. But yeah, so Olajuwon and Drexler rumors were going around that they were tired of Barkley's off the court antics. And there were some talks that occurred between the Rockets and the Bulls in the summer of '97, okay? However, like I said, with when the Lakers tried to trade Worthy and Byron Scott to the Mavericks for Roy Tarpley and Mark Aguirre, people find out, okay? And I think you know who found out about this trade, okay? So the Bulls and Rockets were having talks, okay? And eventually word of this got around to MJ. And MJ was like, MJ was like, hell no. No. Ain't doing it. No. Michael Jordan said, no. I would not play with Charles Barkley, okay? Okay, so so there was an interview with the Chicago Tribune where Michael said, no, Charles needs to stay right where he is. I love him like a brother, but I don't think I could play with him. That was what Michael Jordan said about the proposed trade when talks began with the Rockets and the Bulls in the summer of '97. Okay. And so I want to flash back to 1993, okay? So let's take it back to the 1993 NBA Finals for a minute, okay? So, Barkley was on the Suns, and the Bulls had taken a 2-0 lead. Phoenix won Game 3. Bulls won Game 4. Lost Game 5. Won Game 6 on Pat Jackson's game winner. Okay. And so, what was I about to say? Oh, yeah. What I'm about to say is written down right here. Yeah. So, Jackie McMullen talked to Michael Jordan in the summer of '97, okay? And probably and this was said to be one of the reasons why Jordan didn't want to play with Barkley, okay? Jordan said that he wasn't worried about Charles Barkley. He said Charles Barkley didn't have the work ethic to beat us, and he didn't like to practice. That's what Jordan said, okay? And so it was also during I read one of the books that were about Michael Jordan, and in one book he said about the 1993 NBA Finals, he said Phoenix knew how to compete, right, but they didn't know how to win. The Phoenix Suns knew how to compete, but they didn't know how to win. Okay, and you saw that in the '93 NBA Finals time and time again, where the Phoenix Suns made end of the game mistakes, like the time the Suns, it was Game 4, towards the end of Game 4, and the Suns inbounded the ball, and KJ fumbled the ball. Kevin Johnson fumbled the ball, and BJ Armstrong ended up stealing it, which led to Michael's game-winning three-point play. Okay, so yeah, then there was the scenario that led to Paxson's game-winning shot. The one mistake that the Phoenix Suns did, well, actually they made two. The Suns led 98-94, okay? Then Frank Johnson took a shot and missed. Jordan rebounded, ran the length of the court. Nobody on Phoenix picked him up. So Jordan ran the length of the court and cut the lead to 2, just like that. And so, and then the rest of the scenarios, Dan Marley shot a air ball, and then Paxson hits the game winner. So yeah. So anytime the GOAT says, "I'm not worried about another great player," yeah, that's swagger. Yeah, that's swagger, and that's supreme confidence right there. Anytime the GOAT says, I'm not worried about another great A player. What you gonna do? Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. Yeah, so when talk started in 1997 between the Rockets and the Bulls, back to the main point, Michael got wind of that. Michael said, no, I'm not playing with him. I will not play with him. I won't. So the deal was nixed. And ask yourself a question. Would the Bulls won the 6th title with Charles Barkley being in Chicago? Probably not. If that trade went through, it would have been the Utah Jazz's year. Let's just say that, okay? If that trade had went through, it would have been the Utah Jazz's year, okay? But like I said, MJ got wind of that. Krause and Reinsdorf were smart. They didn't make the trade. When Michael said this, when Michael said these type of things, he wasn't alone in what he said. He wasn't alone in those thoughts that he said. Robert Horry had those similar things about Charles Barkley. And Jason Williams, New Jersey Nets, Jason Williams, okay? New Jersey Nets, Jason Williams. He started his career in Philadelphia playing with Barkley, 1991 and 1992, before he was traded to New Jersey. And he said Barkley would come home to practice, but he wouldn't practice. Okay. I believe he also said that Charles Barkley would ride the stationary bike while eating McDonald's or something. Okay. So, so Jordan wasn't alone in that similar type of thinking among NBA players, okay? You know what? As a matter of fact, screw the two-part video. I think I have enough time to bring it to y'all all in one. And so, well, it's a short segment. It's a shorter video that I'm gonna bring to you. Okay, so I think I'm just bringing you the Rockets angle. Then I'm gonna bring you the Ron Harper, Scottie Pippen angle. Okay, so, so after the Bulls win their 6th title, okay, Scottie is traded to the Rockets. I am dealing with dogs. Sorry about that. So the Bulls win their 6th title, okay? And Scottie is traded to the Rockets. He gets his big payday, okay? And so after Scottie gets his big payday, he's thrilled to play with Barkley and Olajuwon. And Pippen was Clyde Drexler's replacement, who had retired after the 98 season, okay? And so after the lockout ended, okay, there were a flurry of NBA trades that went down, okay? And Scottie Pippen did a sit-down interview with Hannah Storm when he was traded to the Rockets. And check out what he had to say. Check it out.
Since the Bulls began winning championships, the only other team in the league to take a title was the Houston Rockets. Hakeem Olajuwon and company were NBA champs in '94 after beating Pat Riley's Knicks in '7. And Rudy Tomjanovic's team made it a repeat the next year, sweeping the Magic, as Olajuwon was joined by his former college teammate, Clyde Drexler. Now the Rockets are taking a run at another title, and they've got a 6-time champion on their side. Former Bulls Scottie Pippen has now joined Olajuwon and Charles Barkley on a front line that features 3 of the 50 greatest players in NBA history. Hannah Storm spoke with Pippen on Friday night.
You've always been a superstar, but so unusual in the fact that you've been a great complimentary player, a guy who's willing to do whatever it takes to ensure that the team win. It seems like that concept will serve you well here because you are playing with two of the best NBA players in history.
Well, I feel like it will, and it gives me an opportunity to still contend for a championship, and that was the most important thing that I looked at when I made my move out of Chicago, is that I'm able to go to a contender and, go play with some guys who are dedicated and know how to win. And, I'm not coming in and trying to take over. I realize that this is Hakeem's team, and hopefully I can step in and fill some of the void that they need.
2 years in a row, the Rockets so close, yet eliminated by the Utah Jazz.
We got a nice little nucleus, but we need a star to push us to that next level. And, a guy like a Scottie Pippen is the perfect guy.
You and Charles spoke a couple of weeks ago about the possibility of you coming here. What was that conversation?
We just sort of spoke briefly, just sort of let him know, reiterated that, hey, I'm coming to Houston, and I'm looking forward to you being there. I want Charles to have a championship ring. I want to see Charles be successful. I want to see him leave the game with a championship ring, because he's been one of those players that has been so close and been so dominant throughout his career that, he's deserving of one.
A lot of the money talks that have taken place have turned off a lot of the fans. But if there's one player who I think even the casual fan realizes deserves to make more money, it's you. And I don't think anybody would begrudge you the big contract that you've signed. What does that do for you mentally now to know that you're being compensated fairly?
Well, it's great, Hannah. I tell you, it's a situation that I waited for throughout my career. But, I know I was obligated to that contract, and I felt obligated to finish it out and to give my best and to show people that it's not about playing for the money all the time, but it's the love that you have for the game. Even before Michael announced his retirement, I knew that I was taking a different route than returning to Chicago.
So even had Jordan come back, and regardless of what Jackson would have done, you still wouldn't have returned?
I wouldn't have returned. I still feel like that there's some type of relationship there between me and the Bulls, but it would have been very difficult for me.
Did Michael Jordan know that you had no intention of returning?
Yeah, he pretty much knew it. We talked tremendous amount of time throughout the season, and we sort of had that vibe, that feeling after the season that, it was pretty much our last time together.
You knew then after Game 6 that was it?
Yeah. It was a little bit emotional at that time, but I knew that was it. It had been a great amount of years there. The fans there, they're wonderful, and I think they realized that it was time for a new era for me.
Could the Bulls have won a few more? Will you ever look back on that situation with regret?
I don't think I'll look back on it with regrets, but I will always have in my mind that we could have won more championships. I didn't see that any team could have beat us back then.
Think it all ended too soon?
It all ended too soon, but I'm still in the position to start it back up.
Okay, Doug, with Pippen in the fold, do the Rockets get their third NBA title?
Well, Bob, I think there's a lot of questions to be answered. First of all, Scottie Pippen is a great player, but I think you have to talk about injuries. You have three players who are coming off surgery when you talk about Charles Barkley, Scottie Pippen, and Olajuwon. And you're talking about a new style of play. Scottie Pippen is used to advance that ball on a fast break, push it ahead, playing the triangle system. Now he's going to be playing where he's going to be pushing the ball, throwing it to Olajuwon, cutting through, spotting up for three-point shots. And I think there's going to be a tremendous pressure on guys like Brent Price, Matt Maloney, Bryce Drew to make shots, because when you play with the Rockets, they get the double teams, and three-point shooting is a major factor. So a lot of questions there, but they do have a great chance.
Okay. So you saw that interview he did with Hannah Storm. Okay. And he talked about how he wouldn't return to the Bulls even if Michael had returned or whatnot. Also said some things about being excited to be in Houston, playing with Barkley and Olajuwon. Said he sat down to talk with Charles about the possibility of playing together. Okay. So after that interview, okay, everything went downhill. Okay. It didn't work out. It really didn't work out the way Pippen thought it would work out, okay? And so, here's the thing, okay? Pippen says he wouldn't apologize to Charles Barkley if Pippen says he wouldn't apologize to Charles Barkley at gunpoint, okay? That's the bitterness that's how bitter or upset Pippen was with Barkley. Okay. That's how upset Pippen was with Barkley. He said he wouldn't apologize to Barkley at gunpoint. Okay. So, Scottie Pippen said he was shocked to see what type of player he was by spending half a season with him. Okay. First of all, Charles Barkley wasn't that dedicated of a player. Pippen said if Barkley felt if he had gotten 10 points, if he got double-digit points, double-digit rebounds, that would be enough to win. Okay, but that wasn't the case. You need to come to work, show up on time every day, be really dedicated. Now, see, here's the thing about that, okay? Here's the thing about that, okay? When Pippen was considering playing with the Rockets, MJ's told him, don't do it. Michael told him, don't do it, okay? Now, Scottie Pippen said he regretted Michael Jordan's advice when Michael Jordan said Charles will never win a championship because he doesn't show any dedication. Charles will never win a championship because he doesn't show any dedication. Kind of funny. Weren't they kind of saying the same thing about Carmelo Anthony during his career? Nobody wanted to play with him. And remember what I said moments ago? Well, actually, I didn't say it, but I meant to say it. Jordan considered Barkley his brother, like a big brother, little brother. But yeah, he's my brother, he's my friend, but don't want him to play with him. Kind of funny, they were saying the exact same thing about Carmelo Anthony during his whole career. Nobody wants to play with him. LeBron, Chris Paul, Dwayne Wade, they're friends, but they don't want him to play with him. Yeah. So, which is kind of odd that Pippen didn't take Michael Jordan's advice, because who knew about Charles Barkley's work ethic better than Michael Jordan? Okay? Which is kind of hilarious in the sense, because Jordan told him that would happen. Jordan told him that would happen, but can't help everybody in every city. Can't help everybody in every situation. Can you? So So the 1999 season blew up in their face, ending with a first-round playoff exit to the Lakers, okay? Then Pippen asked for a trade, which upset Barkley, who deferred part of his salary to acquire Pippen. And I'm going to cover the Trailblazers angle in a bit, okay? So he did an interview in 2021. Pippen did an interview in 2021. And Pippen said, I wish he would have went through with it. I wish he would have went through with it. Okay. In other words, saying, I wish Charles Barkley would apologize. And then Pippen said, because Pippen said around 2003, 2004, Pippen said Barkley owes him apology for coming to play with his sorry fat butt. Okay. So Pippen said, I wish he would have went through it. He never did. But this is the part of Pippen's quote that had me rolling, okay? He said, okay, I wish he would have gone through with it, but he never did. But he only got arrested for throwing little white guys out the window. I've never seen him fight a black man unless the refs were around. That's funny. That was actually a funny quote by Scottie Pippen. That was funny, okay? By the way, it was reported that Charles Barkley threw someone through a plate of a glass. That never happened. Okay, that never happened. If you do your research, if you talk to the people, if you actually talk to people, if you do your research, that never happened. Okay. Dogs again. So Barkley shot back. He said, I'm not Billy Badass, but I'm tougher than Pippen. Put that to the test now. I might not be the toughest guy in the world, but I'm for damn sure tougher than Pippen. And there you have it. It's been about 26 years later, and they're still on half footing. Yeah. All right, that's it. That's all for Throwing It Back with Sean Farrell. May God bless you all. Peace out. I'm gone.